In this particular, I'm basically covering the merger theory so that it will be helpful for me not just for AFM but IBS too. तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है इज दैट कि मुझे AFM की जो थ्योरी है वो 4 चैप्टर की आती है, बट IBS में वो जो थ्योरी है वो बाकी चैप्टर्स में से भी आती है। तो कहीं ना कहीं वो जो है मेरे अकॉर्डिंग प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रहा है एंड आई थिंक आई शुड कवर द सेम। तो विद दैट थॉट क्विकली रिकैप कर लेते हैं मर्जर एक्विजिशन एंड कॉर्पोरेट रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग को। उसके बाद देखो इस चैप्टर में हमें क्या क्या पढ़ना पड़ेगा। तो इसमें हमें कंसेप्चुअल फ्रेमवर्क, देन रैशनल, देन फॉर्म्स, फाइनेंशियल फ्रेमवर्क, टेक ओवर, डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक, रिवर्स मर्जर, divestiture, financial restructuring, ownership restructuring, unlocking the value through merger acquisition and business restructuring, merger and acquisition failures, and cross-border merger, special purpose acquisition companies and all हमें पढ़ना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, उसके बाद हमें क्या करना है, उसके बाद हमें सिंपली जो हमारा फर्स्ट पॉइंट था कंसेप्चुअल फ्रेमवर्क की तरफ बढ़ना है और उसे पढ़ना है। तो देखो सबसे पहले क्या बोल रहा है कि रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग ऑफ बिजनेस एक इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ मॉडर्न बिजनेस एंटरप्राइजेस का। द ग्लोबलाइजेशन एंड लिबरलाइजेशन ऑफ अ कंट्रोल एंड रेस्ट्रिक्शन हैज जनरेटेड न्यू वेव्स ऑफ कंपटीशन एंड फ्री ट्रेड। This require restructuring and reorganization of business to create new synergies to face the competitive environment and change market condition. Restructuring usually involve major organizational changes such as shift in corporate strategy. Restructuring can be internally in a form of new investment in a plant and a machinery, research and a development of product and process, hiving off non-core business, divestment, sale offs and a development of product and process, hiving off non-core business, divestment, sale off, demerger, etc. Restructuring can also take place externally through merger and acquisition by forming joint venture and having strategic alliance with the other firms। ठीक है, उसके बाद हमारे पास आता है द एस्पेक्ट्स रिलेटिंग टू एक्सपेंशन एंड कंट्रैक्शन ऑफ अ फर्म्स ऑपरेशंस और चेंज इन इट्स एसेट्स और फाइनेंशियल एंड ओनरशिप स्ट्रक्चर आर नोन एज कॉर्पोरेट रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग। While there are many forms of corporate restructuring, merger, acquisition, and takeovers, financial restructuring and reorganization, divestiture, demergers, and spin-off, leverage buyouts, and management buyouts are some of the most common forms of these are the most common forms of corporate restructuring. The most talked about the subject of the day is a merger and acquisition. In developed economies, a corporate mergers and acquisition is a regular feature. In Japan, the US, and Europe, hundreds of merger and acquisition take place every year. In India, though merger and acquisition have become a part of corporate strategy today. Merger acquisition and corporate restructuring of businesses in India have grown by leaps and bounds in the last decade from about $4.5 billion in 2004. The market for corporate control zoomed to $13 billion in 2005 and reached to record $56.2 billion in 2016. This tremendous growth was attributed to the fact that the foreign investors were looking for an alternative destination, preferably a growing economy, as their own country was reeling under the pressure of recession. This was caused by the tough macroeconomic climate created due to Eurozone crisis and other domestic reasons such as inflation, fiscal deficit and currency depreciation। देखो according to me यहाँ तक कोई ऐसा आई डोंट थिंक सो कहीं से क्वेश्चन ड्राफ्ट होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी है। अब हम आगे चलते हैं। उसके बाद the terms of merger, acquisition and takeovers are often used interchangeably in a common। हम आगे जो डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स वाले जो एग्जामिनेशन में बहुत ज़्यादा टारगेटेड है, क्राउन जेल्स, पैराशूट्स वगैरह, उसे बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में हमें उसको लर्न भी करना है, बाकी बाकी भी हमें पढ़ना है क्योंकि जहाँ से हमें प्रोबेबिलिटी लगती है वहाँ से तो क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं। द टर्म्स मर्जर एक्विजिशन एंड टेक ओवर्स आर ऑफन यूज इंटरचेंजेबली इन अ कॉमन parlance. However, there are differences. While merger means unification of two entities into one, acquisition involves one entity buying out another, absorbing the same. In India, in a legal sense, merger is known as amalgamation. The amalgamation can be by merger of company within the provision of Companies Act and acquisition through takeovers. While takeovers are regulated by SEBI, merger and acquisitions deal fall under the Companies Act. In a cross-border transaction, international tax consideration also arise. Halsbury laws of England defined amalgamation as a blending of two or more existing undertakings. A shareholder of each amalgamating company becoming substantially the shareholder in the amalgamating company. Accordingly, in a merger, two or more companies combine in a single unit. उसके बाद द टर्म amalgamation is used when two or more companies are amalgamated or when there is a one is merged with another or taken over by another. In England, the Steam Navigation Workers Union versus RS Navigation Company Limited, it was observed that in case of amalgamation, the right and liability of a company are amalgamated into another, so the transferee company become vested with all the rights and liability of the transferor company. An acquisition is when both the acquiring and the acquired companies are still left standing as separate entity at the end of transaction. A merger results in a legal dissolution of one of the companies and a consolidation dissolves both the parties and create a new one into which the previous entities are merged. उसके बाद in India, corporate takeovers were started by Swaraj Pol when he tried to take over Escorts. ऐसे पर्सन का नेम तो नहीं आएगा, आई डोंट थिंक सो कि किससे in India. In India, takeovers were started by Swaraj Pol when he tried to take over Escorts. The other major takeovers are that of Ashok Leyland by the Hindu Jas Shah Wollens, Dunlop and Falcon Tires by the Chaberia Group, Seat Tires by the Coencas and Consolidated Coffee by the Tata Tea. The BIFR arranged for the takeover of a company by giants like ITC, McDonald's, Lakshmi Machine Works and the Somani Group. Many new companies are being incorporated as a result of fast-growing industrialization of the country, which is mainly dependent on agriculture. With the new trend of globalization, not only in this country but also the worldwide, there has been increasing interaction of companies and a person of one country with those of other country. Today, corporate restructuring has gained momentum as a result. Undertaking and companies are merging, demerging, divesting, and taking over both unregistered and registered in India as well as outside India. ठीक है, उसके बाद आएगा हमारा अगेंस्ट Against this corporate backdrop, merger and acquisition have to be encouraged in the interest of the general public and for the promotion of industry and trade. At the same time, the government has to safeguard the interest of the citizen, the consumer, and the investors on the one hand, and the shareholder, creditors, and employees, workers on the other. Chapter 15 is Section 232 to 40 of Companies Act 2013. The Act contained provision on a compromise arrangement in amalgamation that covers compromise or arrangement, merger and amalgamation, corporate debt restructuring, demerger, fast-track mergers for small companies, holding subsidiary companies, cross-border mergers, takeovers, amalgamation of a company in a public interest, etc. Special restructuring process such as reconstruction of Sikh Industrial Company NVCs, the Sikh Industry Special Provision Act 1985 and the revival of financially unviable companies NVCH by Section 72A of the Income Tax Act 1961. However, all such mergers and acquisitions are also governed or controlled through relevant provision of a Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, Income Tax Act 1961, Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951 and the Competition Act 2002 and the restriction imposed by other relevant act including SEBI Act 1992 as the case may be. उसके बाद generally where only one company is involved in a scheme and the right of a shareholder and creditor are varied. It amount to reconstruction or reorganization or scheme or rearrangement in an amalgamation. Two or more companies are fused into one by merger or one by taking over the other. Amalgamation is a blending of two or more existing undertakings into one undertaking. The shareholder of each blending company becomes substantially the shareholder of a company which is to carry on the blended undertaking. There may be amalgamation either by the transfer of two or more undertaking to a new company or by the transfer of one or more undertaking to an existing company. Strictly, amalgamation does not cover the mere acquisition of share capital of other company which remain in existence and continue its undertaking, but the context in which the term is used may show that it is intended to include such an acquisition. Now अब आ जाते हैं हम to the another topic that is rationale for merger and acquisition. तो इस थ्योरी वाले पार्ट में से आई डोंट थिंक सो कोई क्वेश्चन बनने के चांसेस हैं एंड काफी कुछ बेसिक्स कोई पॉइंट्स वगैरह तो दिए नहीं है. Rationale for merger and acquisition. The most common reason for merger and acquisitions are synergistic operating economy. Synergy may be defined as follow. Synergy कब बोलेंगे जब A प्लस बी मिला के मतलब 1+1 11 हो जाए तो दैट इज सिनर्जी होता है. अब इसको इस तरीके से लिख रखा है. इन अदर वर्ड द कंबाइंड वैल्यू ऑफ टू फर्म्स और कंपनी शैल बी मोर देन ज्यादा हो देन देयर इंडिविजुअल वैल्यू. सिनर्जी इज द इंक्रीज इन परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द combined firm over what the two firms are already expected to require to accomplish as independent firms. Mark L. Sirover of Boston Consulting Group in his book The Synergy Trap. This may be the result of complementary service of economies of scales or both. A good example of complementary activity can be company having a good network of branches and other company having an efficient production system. Thus, the merged companies will be more efficient than individual company. On similar lines, economies of large scale is also one of the reasons for synergy benefit. The main reason is that the large scale production result in a lower average cost of production, that is a reduction in overhead cost on account of sharing of central service such as accounting and finance, office executives, top level management, legal, sales, promotion and advertisement. These economies can be real arising out of reduction in a factory input per unit of output, whereas pecuniary economies are realized from paying lower prices for factory inputs for bulk transaction. Other factor for synergy are as follows. देन आता है हमारे पास देन कम्स दी डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. तो सिनर्जी मतलब एक और एक मिला के 11 हो जाए तो दैट इज द सिनर्जी, जहाँ पे टू इंडिविजुअली जितना वैल्यू जनरेट करती हो वो दोनों मिलके उससे ज्यादा करें. Diversification merger between two unrelated companies would lead to reduction in business risk, which in turn will increase the market value consequent upon the reduction in discount rate required rate of return. Normally greater the combination of statistically independent or negatively correlated income streams of merged company, higher will be the reduction in business risk in comparison to companies having income streams which are positively correlated to each other. उसके बाद आता है हमारा देन कम्स दी टैक्सेशन. द प्रोविजन ऑफ सेट ऑफ एंड कैरी फॉरवर्ड ऑफ लॉसेस एज पर इनकम टैक्स एक्ट मे बी another strong reason for the merger and acquisition. Thus, there will be tax savings or reduction in tax liability of the merged firm. Similarly, in case of acquisition, the losses of a target company will be allowed to be set off against the profit of the acquiring company. Then आता है हमारा next come, that is growth. Merger and acquisition mode enables a firm to grow at a rate faster than the other mode, that is organic growth. The reason being the shortening of time to market. The acquiring company avoid delays associated with the purchasing of building site, setting up of the plant and hiring personnel, etc. उसके बाद आता है हमारा then comes the consolidation of production capacity and increasing market power. तो इसमें हम क्या बोलते हैं, ड्यू टू रिड्यूस competition, marketing power increases for the production capacity is increased by the combination of two or more plants. The following table shows that the key rationale for some of the well-known transactions which took place in India in the recent past. तो सबसे पहले in that is instantaneous growth, snuffing out competition, increase market share. तो इसमें क्या है, एयरटेल लूप मोबाइल, Airtel back top spot in Mumbai telecom circle, acquisition of a competence or a capability. Google Motorola, Google got access to Motorola issue patent and 75 application. Entry into new market and product segment Airtel. उसके बाद आया है एयरटेल, Airtel Zen Telecom. Airtel entered 15 nation of African continent one shot. Access to fund Ranbaxy, Sun Pharma, Daiichi Sankyo sold Ranbaxy to generate funds. Tax benefit, Burger King's US Tim Hortons Canada. Burger King could save taxes in future. Instantaneous growth, snuffing out competition, increase market share. Facebook, WhatsApp. Facebook acquired its biggest threat in chat space. Acquisition of a competence or a capability. Flipkart, Myntra, Flipkart post to strengthen its competency in apparel and e-commerce market. उसके बाद there is entry into new market and product segment. Wipro Cargill acquired sunflower Vanaspati oil business to enter Western India market. Access to funds, JP Ultratech JP solid cement unit to raise funds for cutting off its debt. उसके बाद there is a tax benefit. Durga Project Limited could be carry forward and set off. फिर आता है forms, types of merger. What are the forms and types of merger? Forms. What will be the forms and types of merger? A merger is generally understood to be a fusion of two companies. The term merger means the dissolution of one or more companies or firms or proprietorships to form or get absorbed into another company. By concept, merger increases the size of undertaking. Following are the major types of merger. Merger includes horizontal merger, vertical merger, conglomerate merger, concentric merger, reverse merger, acquisition. This you have already studied while in your CA intermediate in strategic management. सबसे पहले horizontal merger. Horizontal merger, two companies which have merged are in the same industry. Horizontal. समझ आ रहा है? Same industry. Normally the market share of the new consolidated company would be larger and it is possible that it may move closer to being a monopoly or near monopoly to avoid competition. Then vertical merger. This merger happens when two companies that have a buyer-seller relationship. तो उसमें तो सेम इंडस्ट्री था हॉरिजॉन्टल में, इसमें बायर सेलर रिलेशनशिप और पोटेंशियल बायर सेलर रिलेशनशिप कम टुगेदर। फिर आता है हमारे पास कॉन्ग्लो Then comes the conglomerate merger. Such mergers involve firms engaged in unrelated type of business operation. In other types, the business activity of acquirer and the target are neither related to each other horizontally, producing the same or competing product, not vertically having relationship for buyer and supplier. In a pure conglomerate merger, there are no important common factors between the companies in production, marketing, research and development and technology. There may, however, be some degree of overlapping in one or more of these common factors. Such a merger are in fact unification of different kinds of business under one flagship company. The purpose of merger remain utilization of financial resources, enlarged debt capacity, and also synergy of managerial function. Then comes the co-generic merger. अब देखो co-generic merger में क्या होता है? In this merger, the acquirer and the target company are related through basic technology, production process, and market. The acquired company represent an extension of product line, market participants, or technology of the acquirer. These merger represent an outward movement by the acquirer from its current business scenario to other related business activity within the overarching industry structure. Then आता है हमारे पास reverse merger. Reverse merger में क्या? Such a merger involve acquisition of public shell company by a shell मतलब like a dummy company by a private company as it has the same private company bypass lengthy and complex process required to be followed. In that case it is interested in going public. उसके बाद आता है हमारा acquisition. This refers to the purchase of controlling interest by one company in the shares capital of an existing company. This may be an agreement with the majority holders of interest, a purchase of new shares by private agreement, purchase of shares in open market, open offer, acquisition of share capital of a company by means of cash, issuance of shares, making a buyout offer to general body of shareholder. When a company is acquired by another company, the acquiring company has two choices: one to merge both the companies into one and function as a single entity, or to operate the taken over company as an independent entity with a change management and a policy. Merger is a fusion of two independent firms on co-equal terms. Acquisition is buying out of a company by another company, and the acquired company usually loses its identity. Normally, this process is friendly. So acquisition, NPV of subsequent investment, normal gain from the market, industry gain over the market, financial leverage or operating improvement in entity value. उसके बाद source. उसके बाद हम बोलते हैं patricial and this and growth through acquisition, a fresh look Harvard Business Review. Acquisition of one of the business of a company as a going concern by an agreement need not necessarily be routed through court. If the transfer of a business is to be accomplished without allotting shares in a transferee company to the shareholders of the transferor company, this would tend to amount to a simple acquisition. In this case, the transferor company continue to exist and no change in its shareholding is expected. If the sale takes place for a lump sum consideration without attributing any invisible value to any class of assets, such as sales are called slump sale. The capital gain arising on a slump sales were being exempted from income tax on a decision of Supreme Court of India. देखिए उसके बाद आता है हमारे पास फाइनेंशियल फ्रेमवर्क गेन फ्रॉम मर्जर और सिनर्जी. The first step in a merger analysis is to identify. देखो आपको क्या करना है? Is to identify the economic gains from the merger. There are gain if the combined entity is more than the sum of its parts. Data's combined value is more than the value of acquirer plus standalone value of target. The difference between the combined value and the sum value of individual companies is usually attributed to synergy. Value of acquirer plus standalone value of target plus value of synergy will be combined value. There is also cost attached to an acquisition. The cost of acquisition is a premium paid over the market value plus other cost of integration. Therefore, the net gain is a value of synergy minus premium paid. तो देखो जैसे वैल्यू ए की कितनी है 100, बी की कितनी है 50, तो दोनों मिला के कितना हुआ 150, बट हमें 175 मिल रहा है, यानी कि देयर इज अ सिनर्जी. सिनर्जी कितने का हुआ 25 का. आर यू क्लियर विद दिस पॉइंट? वैल्यू ऑफ एक्वायर स्टैंडर्ड वैल्यू ऑफ टारगेट वैल्यू ऑफ कंबाइन, तो वी हैव सिनर्जी गेन ऑफ 25. इफ द प्रीमियम, अगर उसमें भी प्रीमियम 10 है, देन नेट गेन तो सिनर्जी माइनस प्रीमियम. सिनर्जी 25, प्रीमियम 10, तो हमारे पास नेट गेन कितना आ जाता है 15 का. Acquisition need not to be made with a synergy in mind. It is possible to make money from non-synergistic acquisition as well, as can be seen from the exhibit. Operating improvement are a big source of value creation. Better post-merger integration could lead to abnormal returns when even the acquired company is an unrelated business. Obviously, managerial talent is a single single most important instrument in creating value by cutting down cost, improving revenues, operating profit margin, and cash flow position. Many time executive compensation is tied to the performance in a post-merger period, providing equity stack in a company induces executive to think and behave like shareholders. देन आता है हमारा एग्जिबिट मर्जर गेन. वैल्यू ऑफ सिनर्जी क्या होगा? ट्रांजेक्शन कॉस्ट, कंबाइंड वैल्यू, स्टैंड अलोन वैल्यू एंड वैल्यू ऑफ एक्वायरर. Then Practitia, this scheme of amalgamation, what will be the scheme of amalgamation or merger? The scheme of any arrangement or proposal for a merger is a heart of a process and has to be drafted with care. There is a no prescribed form for a scheme and it is designed to suit the terms and conditions relevant to the proposal and should take care of any special feature peculiar to the arrangement. An essential component of a scheme is a provision for vesting all the assets and a liability of a transferor company in its transferee company. If the transferee company does not want to take over any asset and liability, the transfer company before finalizing the draft scheme should dispose of or settle them. Otherwise, the scheme would be considered defective and incomplete and the court would not sanction it. It is equally important to define the effective date from which the scheme is intended to come into operation. This would save time and labor in explaining to the court the intention behind using several descriptions in the scheme. For accounting purpose, amalgamation shall be effected with reference to audited account and balance sheet on a particular date which precede the date of notification of the two companies and the transaction thereafter shall be pulled into a common account. So another aspect है जो कि relate करता है to the value of share to decide the exchange ratio. Objections have been raised as to the method of valuation even in case where the scheme has been approved a large majority of shareholder and the financial institution has landed. The court have declared their unwillingness to engage in a study of fitness of the mode of valuation. The High Court stated there are bound to be difference of opinion as to what the correct value of shares of a company is simply because it is possible to value the share in a manner different from the one adopted in each case. It cannot be said that the valuation agreed has been unfair. Similarly, in case of Hindustan Lever, the Supreme Court held that it would not interfere with the valuation. एक सेकंड देखिए हम कहाँ थे. So another aspect से जो कि relate करता है to the valuation of share to decide the exchange ratio. Objections have been raised as to the method of valuation even in case where the scheme had been approved by a large majority of shareholders and the financial institution as a lender. The court have declared their unwillingness to engage in a study of fitness of a mode of valuation. A high court has stated there are bound to be difference of opinion as to what the correct value of shares of the company is, simply because it is possible to value the share in a manner different from the one adopted in each case. It cannot be said that the valuation agreed upon has been unfair. Similarly, in case of Hindustan Lever, the Supreme Court held that it would not interfere with the valuation of shares. More than 99% of the shareholders have approved the scheme and the valuation having been pursued by the financial institution. देन आता है हमारा फाइनेंशियल इवैल्यूएशन. अभी हम एक बार सिर्फ गो थ्रू कर रहे हैं कि क्या क्या है, उसके बाद हम लर्न करेंगे इन अनदर फेज. सबसे पहले फाइनेंशियल इवैल्यूएशन. फाइनेंशियल इवैल्यूएशन क्या है? फाइनेंशियल इवैल्यूएशन एड्रेसेस द फॉलोइंग इशू. व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम प्राइस दैट शुड बी पेड फॉर द टारगेट कंपनी? व्हाट आर द प्रिंसिपल एरियाज ऑफ रिस्क? What are the cash flows and balance sheet implication of acquisition? And what is the best way of structuring the acquisition? Arranging finance for acquisition. कैसे आप अरेंज करोगे फाइनेंस फॉर अगर आप किसी कंपनी को एक्वायर कर रहे हो तो? Once the defensive agreement is signed, the company's secretarial aspect relating to putting through the acquisition process will be taken up by the legal and secretarial department of both the companies. Side by side, the CFO of the acquiring company will move to the next stage, which is financing the acquisition. One of the most important decisions is how to pay for the acquisition, cash or stock or a part of each, and this would be part of definitive agreement. If the acquisition is an all-equity deal, the CFO can breathe easy. However, if cash payout is significant, the acquirer has to plan for financing the deal. Sometimes acquirers do not pay all the purchase consideration as even though they could have sufficient funds. This is a part of the acquisition strategy to keep the war chest ready for further acquisition. Another reason to pay by shares would be when the acquirer consider that their company shares are overpriced in the market. Financing the acquisition can be quite challenging where the acquisition is an LBO. Many times, strong companies plan to shore up their long-term funds subsequent to takeover. The immediate funding is accompanied with the bridge financing. फिर आता है हमारा टेक ओवर डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स. देखिए, normally acquisition are more made friendly. However, when the process of acquisition is unfriendly, hostile, such acquisition is referred to as a takeover. Takeover कब बोलते हैं? जब it is unfriendly in nature. Hostile takeover arises when the board of directors of acquiring company decide to approach the shareholder of target company directly through a public announcement tender offer to buy the shares consequent to the rejection of the offer made to the board of directors of the target company. Then आता है हमारा takeover strategies. Other than tender offer, the acquiring company can also use the following techniques. That is street sweep. सबसे पहले first वाला क्या street sweep. Street sweep क्या होता है? Simply this refers to the technique where the acquiring company accumulate large numbers of shares in a target before making an open offer. The advantage is that the target company is left with no choice but to agree to the proposal of acquirer for takeover. तो ये हमारे सारा टेक ओवर डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स है. इसमें सबसे पहले है स्ट्रीट स्वेप. स्ट्रीट स्वेप क्या है? देखो इसमें है स्ट्रीट स्वेप. This refers to the technique where the acquiring company accumulate larger number of shares in a target company before making an open offer. The advantage is that the target company is left with no choice but to agree to the proposal of acquirer for takeover. Then आता है हमारा bear hug. When the acquirer threatens the target company to make an open offer, the board of target company agreed to settle with the acquirer for change of control. तो बियर हग में क्या है? व्हेन द एक्वायरर थ्रेटन्स द टारगेट कंपनी को धमका रहा है टू मेक एन ओपन ऑफर लाइक अ ओपन ऑफर. सर ने बताया था कि लाइक अ ब्लैंक चेक कि ये ब्लैंक चेक के जितना अमाउंट भरना है भर दो, हम साइन करके दे रहे हैं. टू मेक एन ओपन ऑफर द बोर्ड ऑफ टारगेट कंपनी एग्री टू सेटलमेंट विद द एक्वायरर फॉर अ चेंज ऑफ कंट्रोल. देन स्ट्रेटेजिक अलायंस हम इंटरमीडिएट में पढ़ते हुए आ रहे हैं. दिस इन्वॉल्व डिसआर्मिंग द एक्वायरर बाय ऑफरिंग अ पार्टनरशिप रादर देन अ बाय आउट. नहीं, हम पार्टनरशिप ऑफर कर रहे हैं. द एक्वायरर शुड असर्ट कंट्रोल फ्रॉम विद इन एंड द टेक ओवर द टारगेट कंपनी. देन आता है ब्रांड पावर. दिस रेफर टू एंटरिंग इनटू एन अलायंस विद द पावरफुल ब्रांड्स टू डिस्प्लेस द टारगेट ब्रांड्स एंड एज अ रिजल्ट बाय आउट द वीकेंड कंपनी. फिर आता है हमारे पास डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स. A target company can adopt a number of tactics to defend itself from a hostile takeover through a tender offer. फिर आता है हमारा divestiture. In a divestiture, the target company divests or spin off some of its business in a form of an independent subsidiary company, thus reducing the attractiveness of the existing business to the acquirer. फिर आता है हमारा then comes the crown jewels. When a target company uses the tactic of divestiture, it is said to sell the crown jewels. In some countries such as the UK, such a tactic is not allowed once the deal becomes known and unavoidable. फिर आता है हमारा poison pill. Poison pill क्या होता है? The tactics used by the acquiring company to make itself unattractive to a potential bidder is called poison pill. For instance, the acquiring company may issue substantial amount of convertible debenture to its existing shareholder to be converted at a future date when it faces a takeover threat. The task of the bidder would become difficult since the number of shares having voting control of the company increases substantially. इट्स अ पॉइजन पिल. देखो पॉइजन पिल में क्या, इससे एमसीक्यू भी है, एमटीपी में दिखेगा, मे 26 एग्जाम्स में भी दिखेगा. सारा नहीं, किसी में जिसमें उधर वो है तो उधर कोई और है, ऐसा है. मतलब टॉपिक ये है पर क्वेश्चन अलग अलग. अब पॉइजन पिल कहता है टैक्टिक्स यूज बाय द. मेरे साथ ये प्रॉब्लम होती है, मैंने एमटीपी में कुछ पढ़ा था, एग्जाम में कुछ आया था, तो मैं कंफ्यूज हो गई कि एग्जैक्टली आंसर क्या है. Poison pill क्या है? The tactics used by the target company to make itself unattractive to a potential bidder is called poison pill. For instance, the target company may issue substantial amount of convertible debenture to its existing shareholder to be converted at a future date when it faces a takeover threat. The task of the bidder would become difficult since the number of shares having voting control of the company increases substantially. Poison put in this case, the target company issue bonds that encourage the holder to cash it in a higher prices. The resultant cash drainage would make the target unattractive. Then आता है हमारा green mail. Green mail refers to an incentive offered by the management of the target company to the potential bidder for not pursuing the takeover. Green mail is refers to an incentive offer management offer कर रहा है of the target company to the potential bidder को for not pursuing the takeover. The management of the target company may offer the acquirer a higher price for its share than the market price. White knight is in this, a target company offers to be acquired by a friendly company to escape from a hostile takeover. The possible motive for the management of the target company to do so is not to lose the management of a company, as a hostile acquirer may change the management. White Square, this strategy is essentially the same as White Knight and involves a sellout of shares to a company that is not interested in the takeover. Consequently, the management of the target company retain its control over the company. Then आता है हमारा golden parachute. Golden parachute, when a company offer hefty, देखो hefty compensation to its manager, if देखो हमें ये exact wording आनी चाहिए, because मैंने देखा है एमटीपीज वगैरह में जो जहाँ एमसीक्यू ड्राफ्ट हो रहे हैं इनसे, वहाँ पे एग्जैक्टली ये लाइंस लिख रखी है, मैनेजमेंट ऑफर्स हैप्पी कंपनसेशन। अगर ये वर्ड्स आता है तो यू विल इवेंचुअली रीच टू दी कि हाँ इसमें तो गोल्डन पैराशूट है। मैनेजर ऑफर करता है हैप्पी कंपनसेशन टू इट्स मैनेजर इफ दे गेट आउट ousted due to takeover. The company is said to offer golden parachute. This reduces acquirer interest for takeover. Then Pac-Man defense. This strategy aims at the target company, making a counter bid for the acquirer company. This would force the acquirer to defend itself and consequently may call for its proposal for takeover. It is a needless to mention that hostile takeovers are as far as possible should be avoided, as they are more difficult to consummate. In other words, friendly takeover is a better course of action to follow. देन आता है हमारा, तो ये जो टॉपिक है हमारा काफी ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है, टेक ओवर, टेक ओवर डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स। फिर आता है हमारा देन कम्स दी रिवर्स मर्जर। रिवर्स मर्जर में क्या है, इन ऑर्डिनरी केसेस अ कंपनी टेकन ओवर इज अ स्मॉलर कंपनी, इन अ रिवर्स टेक ओवर अ स्मॉलर कंपनी गेन कंट्रोल ऑफ अ लार्ज वन। The concept of takeover by reverse bid or reverse merger is thus not the usual case of amalgamation of a SIG unit, which is non-viable with a healthy or prosperous unit, but it is a case whereby the entire undertaking of healthy and prosperous companies to be merged and vested in the SIG company, which is non-viable. A company become a SIG industrial company when there is erosion in its net worth. This alternative is also known as taking over by reverse bid. उसके बाद the three tests to be fulfilled before an arrangement can be termed as a reverse takeover are specified as follows. The set of a transferor company are greater than the transferee company. Equity capital to be issued by the transferee company pursuant to acquisition exceeds its original issued capital. The change of control in the transferee company through the introduction of a minority holder or group of holder. This type of merger is known as backdoor listing. This kind of merger has been started as an alternative to go for public issue without incur huge expense in passing through the cumbersome process. Thus, it can be said that the reverse merger leads to following benefits of acquiring company: easy access to capital market, increase in visibility of company in corporate world, tax benefit on a carry forward losses acquired public company, cheaper and easier route to become public company. उसके बाद आता है हमारा divestiture. It means company selling one of the portion of its division or undertaking to another company or creating an altogether separate company. There are various reasons for divestment or demerger, which to pay attention on the core areas of a business. The division's business may not be sufficiently contributing to the revenue. The size of the firm may be too big to handle. The firm may requiring cash urgently in a view of other investment opportunity. Then come to the seller perspective. It is necessary to remember that for every buyer there must be a seller. Although the method of analysis for selling are the same as for buying, the selling process is termed as divestiture. The decision to sell a company is at least as important as buying one, but selling generally lacks the kind of a planning uh, that goes into buying. Quite often the decision and the choice of the buyer is arbitrary, resulting in a raw deal for the selling company shareholder. It is important to understand that selling needs the same skill set required for buying. At some point of time, the executives of a company may have to take the decision to divest a division. There is nothing wrong in selling a division if it is worth more than someone else. The decision to sell may be prompted by poor growth prospect for a division or consolidation in the industry. Given the fact that the need to sell may arise at any time, it makes sense for executive to be prepared. More specifically, executive need to know their company's worth. Consideration may be given to strength and weakness in production, marketing, general management, value of synergy to potential buyers, value of a brand, equity skills, and a basis of organization, etc. मतलब आइडियली हमें डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स ही लर्न करने की जरूरत है। उसमें भी नेम तो हमें पता है, अब अंदर की डिटेलिंग लर्न करनी है। To summarize, the following are some of the sell-side imperatives. Competitors' pressures increasing sale of companies seems to be inevitable because companies are facing serious problems like no access to new technologies and development, strong market entry barriers, geographical presence could not be enhanced, badly positioned on the supply and demand side. Then at the हमारा critical mass could not be realized, inefficient utilization of distribution capability. New strategic business unit for future growth could not be developed, not enough capital to complete the project. Window of opportunity, possibility to sell the business at an attractive price. उसके बाद focus on a core competency in the best interest of shareholders where large well-known firm brings up the proposal, the target firm may be more than willing to give up. Different forms, different उसके बाद आता है हमारे पास different ways of divestment or demerger or divestitures are as follows. Sale off and partial sale off. उसके बाद आता है हमारा सेल ऑफ और पार्शियल सेल ऑफ. और सेल ऑफ इज अ सेल ऑफ एन asset, factory, division, product line or subsidiary by one entity to another for a purchase consideration payable either in cash or in form of security. Partial sale off is a form of divestiture wherein the firm sells its business unit or subsidiary to another because it is deemed to be unfit with the company's core business strategy. Normally, sell off are done because the subsidiary does not fit into the parent company core strategy. The market may be undervaluing the combined business due to lack of synergy between the parent and the subsidiary. So the management and the board decide that the subsidiary is better off under a different ownership. Beside getting rid of unwanted subsidiary, sell off also raise cash which can be used to pay off debt. In the late 1980s and the 1990s, corporate traders used debt to finance acquisition. Then, after making a purchase, they used to sell off its subsidy to raise cash to service the debt. The raiders' method certainly makes sense if the sum of the part is greater than the whole. When it is not, the deals are unsuccessful. Spin off. Then आता है हमारा spin off. In this case, a part of business is separated and created as a separate firm. The existing shareholder of a firm get proportionate ownership, so there is a no change in ownership, and the same shareholder continue to own the newly created entity in the same proportion as previously in the original firm. The management of spin-off division is, however, parted with the spin-off does not bring a fresh cash. The reason for spin-off may be to give separate identity to part division to avoid the takeover attempt by a predator by making the firm unattractive to him since a valuable division is spun off. To create separate regulated and unregulated lines of business, Kishore Biani led a future group spin-off. Its consumer durable business is on into a separate entity in order to maximize value from it. Then आता है हमारा then comes the split up. This involves a breaking of the entire firm into a series of spin-off by creating separate legal entities. The parent firm no longer legally exists and only the newly created entities survive. For instance, a corporate firm has a four division, namely A, B, C, D. All these four divisions shall be split up to create a new corporate four new corporate firm with full autonomy and legal status. The original corporate firm is to be wound up. Since the merged units are relatively smaller in size and they are logistically more convenient and manageable. Therefore, it is understood that a spin-off and split-up are likely enhance shareholders' value and bring efficiency and effectiveness. Then आता है हमारा equity carve out. This is like a spin-off. However, some shares of the new companies are sold in the market by making a public offer. So this brings cash. More and more companies are using equity carve-out to boost shareholders' value. A parent firm makes a subsidiary public through an initial public offerings of shares amounting to a partial sale of a newly publicly listed companies is created, but the parent keeps a controlling stake in a newly traded subsidiary. Then आता है हमारा the carve out. A carve out is a strategic avenue a parent firm may take when one of its subsidiary is growing faster. A carve-out is a strategic avenue a parent firm may take when one of its subsidiary is growing faster and carrying higher valuation than other business owned by the parent. A carve-out generates cash because shares in a subsidiary are sold to public, but the issue also unlocks the value of subsidiary unit and enhance the parent shareholders' value. The new legal entity of a carve-out has a separate board, but in most carve-out, the parent retains some control over it. In this case, some portion of the parent firm's board of directors may be shared. Since the parent has a controlling stake, meaning that both the firms have control shareholders, the connection between the two is likely to be strong. That is said, sometimes company carve out a subsidiary not because it is doing well, but because it is a burden. Such an intention would not lead to be successful result, especially if a carve out subsidiary is too loaded with the debt or trouble, even when it was a part of a parent and lack an established track record for growing revenue and profit. Demerger or division of a family managed business. Around 80% of private sector companies in India are family managed companies. The family owned companies are under extraordinary pressure to yield control to professional management. As in the emerging scenario of a liberalized economy, the capital market are broadening with uh, attendant incentive for growth. So many of these companies are arranging to hive off their unprofitable business or division with a view to meeting a variety of succession problems. Even otherwise, as a group of such a family managed companies may undertake restructuring of its operation with a view also to consolidating its core business. For this, the first step that may need to be taken is to identify core and non-core operations within the group. The second step may involve reducing interest burden through debt restructuring along with the sale of surplus asset. The proceeds from the sale of asset may be employed by for expanding by acquisition and rejuvenation of its existing operation. The bottom line is that an acquisition must improve economies of scale, lower the cost of production and generate and promote synergy beside acquisition. Therefore, the group may necessarily have to take steps to improve productivity of its existing operations. Financial restructuring refer to the kind of internal changes made by the management in assets and liability of a company with the consent of various stakeholders. This is a suitable mode of restructuring for corporate entities who have suffered from sizable losses over a period of time. Consequent upon losses, the share capital or net worth of such a companies get substantially eroded. In fact, in some cases, accumulated losses are even more than the share capital and thus lead to negative net worth, putting the firm on the verge of liquidation. In order to revive such a firm, financial restructuring is one of the techniques that bring health into such a firms having potential and promise for better financial performance in the years to come. To achieve this desired objective, such a firm need to restart with a fresh balance sheet free from losses and fictitious assets and show share capital as its true worth. To nurse back such a form, a plan of restructuring need to be formulated involving a number of legal formalities which include consent of a court and other stakeholders, creditors, lenders and shareholders. An attempt is made to do refinancing and rescue financing. In restructuring, normally equity shareholders may make the maximum sacrifice by foregoing certain accrued benefit followed by preference shareholder and debenture holders, lender and creditor. The sacrifice may be in a form of waiving of a part of sum payable to various liability holders. The foregone benefits may be in a form of new security with a lower coupon rates to reduce future liabilities. The sacrifice may also lead to the conversion of debt into equity. Sometimes creditor, apart from reducing their claims, may also agree to convert their dues into security to avoid the pressure of a payment. This measure will lead to their better financial liquidity. The financial restructuring leads to the payment. This measure will lead to better financial. The financial restructuring lead to significant changes in a financial obligation and a capital structure of a corporate firm, leading to a change in a financial financing pattern, ownership and control, and payment of various financial charges. In a nutshell, it may be said that financial restructuring, also known as internal reconstruction, is aimed at reducing the debt payment burden of corporate firm. This result into Okay, this result into reduction waiver in the claims from various stakeholders, real worth of various property assets by revaluing them timely. Utilizing profit accruing on account of appreciation of assets to write off accumulated losses and fictitious assets such as preliminary expenses and cost of issue of shares and debenture and creating provision for bad and doubtful debt. In practice, a financial restructuring scheme is drawn in a such a way that all the above requirements of write-off are duly met. The following illustration is a good example. अब देखो यहाँ से तो I think अभी भी okay example तो है. अब इसमें आइडियली हमें एक बैलेंस शीट वगैरह दे रखी है, इसे हम प्रैक्टिकल सम्स के साथ ही सॉल्व करेंगे। उसके बाद हम आगे की थ्योरी पढ़ लेते हैं। इसको मैं होल्ड करके रखती हूँ, इसको हम बाद में कवर जरूर करेंगे। देन आता है ओनरशिप रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग। अब देखो ओनरशिप रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग में क्या है, गोइंग प्राइवेट। दिस रेफर्स टू सिचुएशन वेयर अ लिस्टेड कंपनी इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ प्राइवेट कंपनी बाय बाइंग बैक ऑल द आउटस्टैंडिंग शेयर्स फ्रॉम द मार्केट। लिस्टेड कंपनी प्राइवेट बन जाती है, वो बचे हुए जो भी उसने बाइंग बैक ऑल जितने भी मार्केट में इशू किए थे वो सब खुद ही खरीद लेती है। The Essar Group successfully completed Essar Energy PLC delisting process from London Stock Exchange in 2014. Going private is a transaction or a series of transactions that convert a publicly traded company into a private entity. Once a company goes private, its shareholders are no longer able to trade their stocks in the open market. A company typically goes private when its stakeholder decided there is no longer significant benefit to be garnered as a public company. Privatization will usually arise either when a company's management want to buy out the public shareholder and take the company privately management buyout, or when a company or individual makes a tender offer to buy most or the company's stock. Going private transactions generally involve a significant amount of debt. उसके बाद मैनेजमेंट buyout initiated by the management team of company are known as management buyout. In this type of acquisition, the company is bought by its own management team. Management buyout are considered as useful strategy for existing those divisions that do not form part of core business of the entity. Then आता है leverage buyout, an acquisition of a company or a division of another company which is financed entirely or partially 50% or more using borrowed fund is termed as a leverage buyout. The target company no longer remains public after the leverage buyout, hence the transaction is also known as going private. The deal is usually secured by the acquired firm physical assets. The intention, यहाँ पे intention क्या है behind a leverage buyout transaction is to improve the operational efficiency of a firm and increase the volume of its sale, thereby increasing the cash flow of the firm. This extra cash flow generated will be used to pay back the debt in a leverage buyout transaction. After an leverage buyout, the target entity is managed by private investor, which makes it easier to have a close control over its operational activity. The leverage buyout do not stay permanent. कहाँ थी? Once the leverage buyout is successful in increasing its profit margin and improving its operational efficiency, the debt is paid back and it will go public again. Companies that are in leading market position when proven demand for product have a strong management team, strong relationship with the key customer and suppliers, and steady growth rate are likely to become the target for leverage buyout. In India, the first leverage buyout took place in the year 2000 when the Tata Tea acquired Tetley in the UK. The deal was a 2135 crore, out of which almost 77% was financed by the company using debt. The intention behind this deal was to get direct access to Tetley international market, one of the largest leverage buyout deals in terms of deal value. 7.6 billion by an Indian company is a buyout of courses by Tata Steel. Then comes the equity buyout. Buyback. This refers to the situation where a company buy back its own share back from the market. This results in reduction in equity capital of a company. This strengthens the promoter position by increasing his stake in equity of a company. The buyback is a process in which a company uses its surplus cash to buy back shares from the public. It is almost the opposite of initial public offer, in which shares are issued to public for the first time. In buyback, shares which have already been issued are bought back from public, and once the shares are bought back, they get absorbed and cease to exist. For example, a company has 1 crore outstanding share and owing a huge cash pile of rupees 5 crore. Since the company has a very little investment option, it decided to buy back some of its outstanding share from the shareholder. By utilizing some portion of its surplus cash, accordingly, it purchases 10 lakh shares from the existing shareholders by paying 20 per share, utilizing totaling cash of 2 crore. The process of buyback can be shown with the help of following diagram. The initial public offer is the company and investor, buyback company and investors. Example क्या है? Claim can India bought back this crore shares and spent nearly this effects of buyback. There are several effects or consequences of a buyback, some of which are as follows. It increases the proportion of shares owned by controlling shareholder as the number of outstanding share decreases after the buyback. Earning per share escalates as the number of share reduces, leading the market price of share to step up. A share repurchase also affects a company's financial statement as follows. In balance sheet, a share buyback will reduce the company's total asset position as the cash holding will be reduced and consequently as the shareholders' equity reduces, it results in reduction on the liability side by the same amount. Amount spent on a share buyback shall be shown in a statement of cash flow and financing activity section as well as from the statement of changes in equity and statement of retained earning. Then आता है हमारा ratio based on performance indicators such as return on assets and return on equity typically improve after a share buyback. This can be understood with the following statement. अब ये जो statement है I will cover in a separately. This two illustration I have to do after some time. This one or this which वाला ठीक है उसके बाद unlocking the value through merger and acquisition and a business restructuring. The value is unlocked through merger, acquisition, and business restructuring because of following reason. Horizontal growth helps to achieve optimum size, enlarge the market share, curb competition, and use of unutilized capacity. Vertical combination helps to economize cost and eliminate avoidable taxes and duty. Diversification of business, mobilizing financial resources by utilizing the idle funds lying with another company for expansion of business. For example, nationalization of banks provided this opportunity and as while banking companies merge with industrial company, merger of an export investment or trading company with an industrial company or vice versa with a view to increase cash flow, merging subsidiary company with a holding company with a view to improve cash flow, taking over a shell company which may have the necessary industrial licenses but whose promoter do not wish to proceed with the project. An amalgamation may also be resorted to for the purpose of nourishing a sick unit in a group, and this is normally a merger for keeping up the image of a group. The business restructuring helps the company in positioning the company to be more competitive, surviving an adverse economic climate and positioning the company into an entirely new direction. Then आता है हमारा premium and discount. Premium and discount are typically attached to business valuation based on a situation. This could be market share premium, controlling stake premium, brand value premium, small player discount, and unlisted company discount. In addition, it may be required to work out various potential scenarios in each methodology and arriving at the likely probability of each while deriving the value. Timing is very critical while divesting a business since valuation depends on a timing. Timing of a sale is a crucial keeping in mind economic cycle, deal valuation takes into consideration GDP growth rates, stock market situation which would decide market multiple and global situations like a war or terrorist attack. In times like the above, the price expectation between the buyer and the seller would widely vary. For example, during a bullish stock market, there could be situations where there are more buyers but not the sellers due to the low valuation. The basis for merger and acquisition is the expectation of several future benefit arising out of synergy between the business. There is a risk involved in realizing this synergy value. This could be due to corporate market economic reason or wrong estimation of the benefit synergy. A key case in a point where in is the high valuation at which internet companies were acquired in the year 2000, such as the Satyam Infosys acquisition of India World. As observed in the chapter on a corporate valuation, it is also important to try and work out valuation from as many of the above method as possible, then try to see which methodology is to be taken in and which are to be rejected. It helps to derive a range of values for transaction in different situations and cases. Once is called up to assist in advising the transaction valuation. Some methods like net asset value or past earning based methods may prove inadequate in case of growing business or with those with intangible assets. Merger and acquisition failures. There are 5 principal steps in a successful merger and acquisition program. Manage the pre-acquisition phase, screening candidate, eliminate those who do not meet the criteria and value the rest, negotiate and post-merger integration. During the pre-acquisition phase, the acquirer should maintain secrecy about its intention, otherwise the resulting price increases due to rumors may kill the deal. Academic study indicate that success in creating value through acquisition in a competitive market is extremely difficult. Jensen and Rubach highlighted this point by summarizing results from merger and acquisition over a period of 11 years. They found that in case of merger, the average return around the date of announcement to shareholders of acquired companies is 20%, where the average return to the shareholder of acquiring company is 0%. Another study by McKinsey indicated that 61% of a 116 2016 acquisition study where failures 23% were success. Despite such a statistics, why do companies acquire? Why do merger fail? The reason for merger failures can be numerous. Some of the key reasons is acquirer generally overpay the value of synergy. It's overestimated post-merger integration and psychology barriers. Company often merge in a fear that a bigger competitor have economy of scale and may destroy them by exercising a stranglehold on a raw material supply distribution, and what they do not realize is the drawback of being big. The acquiring company executive would have drawn up elaborate plans for the target without consulting its executive, which leads to resentment and managerial attrition. This can be avoided by honest discussion with the target company executives. Most companies merge with the hope that benefit of synergy will be realized. Synergy will be there only if the merged entity is managed better after the acquisition than it's managed before. It is the quality of top management that determines that the success of merger. Quite often, the executive of acquiring company lose interest in the target company due to its smallness. The small company executive get bogged down repairing vision and mission statement, budget forecast, profit plans, which are hitherto unheard of. The elaborateness of a control system depends on the size and culture of a company. To make a merger successful, decide what tasks need to be accomplished in a post-merger period, choose managers from both the companies and from outside, establish performance yardsticks, and evaluate the manager on that yardstick and motivate them. Then acquisition through shares. The acquirer can pay the target company in cash or exchange the shares in consideration. The analysis of acquisition for share is slightly different. The steps involved in the analysis is estimate the value of acquirer self-equity, estimate the value of target company's equity, calculate the maximum number of shares that can be exchanged with the target company shares, and conduct the analysis for pessimistic and optimistic scenarios. Exchange ratio is the number of acquiring firm shares exchanged for each shares of a selling firm's stock. Suppose a company A is trying to acquire companies B 1 lakh shares at the rupees 230. So the cost of acquisition is this company A has estimated its value is at rupees 200 per share. To get the one share of company A has to exchange this. The relative merit of acquisition for cash and shares should be analyzed after giving due consideration to the impact on EPS capital structure. Normally, when shares are issued as a payment to selling company, shareholders, stakeholders will find the merger desirable only if the value of their shares is higher with the merger than without the merger. The number of shares and the buying out company will issue in acquiring the selling company is determined. The acquiring company will compare its value per share with and without the merger. The selling company will compare its value with the value of shares that they would receive from acquiring company under the merger. The company of acquiring company and selling company will negotiate the final terms of a merger in the light of 1 and 2, and the ultimate terms of merger will reflect the relative bargaining position of the two companies. The fewer of acquiring company share at it issue to the acquired company, the better of the shareholder of the acquiring company are, and worse of the shareholder of acquired company. However, for the merger, the shareholder of both the acquiring and acquired company will have to anticipate some benefit from the merger, even though their share swap deal is subject to synergy risk for both. देखो अभी हमें आइडियली एक दो टॉपिक और कवर करने हैं, उसके बाद ये चैप्टर खत्म हो जाता है। एक तो मैं टॉपिक के नाम बताती हूँ, इम्पैक्ट ऑफ प्राइस अर्निंग रेशियो तो करना ही है, फिर इलस्ट्रेशन तो वी विल डू सेपरेटली। उसके अलावा हमें एक क्रॉस बॉर्डर मर्जर एंड एक्विजिशन एंड स्पेशल पर्पस ऑफ एक्विजिशन कंपनीज ये और कवर करते हुए चलना है। उसके बाद तो ये जो चैप्टर है ये हमने सिंपली रीड ही किया है, आई नो दिस। उसके बाद आई विल ट्राई टू समराइज दिस चैप्टर। फॉर दैट आई विल प्रिपेयर नोट्स फॉर दिस चैप्टर, जो कि उस उन फैकल्टी का नोट्स जो कि सब कुछ कवर कर रहे हो, बिकॉज मेरे फैकल्टी के नोट्स में तो थियोरिटिकली इस चैप्टर में कुछ ना कुछ छूटा हुआ है, कुछ ना कुछ छूटा है। तो डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स वाले पार्ट छूटा हुआ है, बाकी मैं देखूंगी अगर कवर है तो उससे कर लेंगे। उसके बाद जो डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स है वो हम मॉड्यूल पे रेफर कर देंगे कि हमें मॉड्यूल से पढ़ना है। अदरवाइज तो ठीक है, चैप्टर इतना बुरा तो नहीं है। एक्विजिशन थ्रू शेयर्स देखो एक बार हम पढ़ लेते हैं जो रिमेनिंग पार्ट है, उसके बाद वी विल समराइज दिस, बिकॉज समराइज करना तो जरूरी है। तो जहाँ से जैसे क्रॉस बॉर्डर मर्जर से बनते हैं, डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स से बनते हैं, या और कहीं जहाँ पे बुलेटिन से वही से बन उसके अलावा तो कहाँ से बनेंगे? Impact of price earning ratio. The reciprocal of cost of equity is the price earning ratio. The cost of equity and consequently the P ratio reflect the risk as perceived by the shareholder. The risk of merging entities in the combined business can be different. In other words, the combined P ratio can be very well different from those of the merging entity. Since market value of business can be expressed as product of earning and P ratio, the value of combined business is a function of combined earning and combined P ratio. A lower combined P ratio can be offset the gains of synergy, or a higher P ratio can lead to higher value of business even though there is no synergy. In ascertaining the exchange ratio of shares, due care should be exercised to take the possible combined P ratio into account. उसके बाद तो we have फिर आता है हमारे पास क्रॉस बॉर्डर मर्जर एंड एक्विजिशन। देखो क्रॉस बॉर्डर मर्जर एंड एक्विजिशन में क्या है? क्रॉस बॉर्डर मर्जर एंड एक्विजिशन इज अ popular route for global growth and overseas expansion. Cross-border merger and acquisition is also playing an important role in global merger and acquisition. This is especially true for developing countries such as India. Kaushik Chatterjee, CFO of Tata Steel, in an interview with the McKinsey Quarterly in September 2009, articulates this point very clearly to the following question. The quarterly last year was the first year in which Asia and Indian companies acquired more companies outside of Asia. The European or US multinational acquired within it. What behind the Tata Group move to go global? His response is as follows. India is clearly a very large country with a significant population and a big market, and the Tata Group companies in a number of sectors have a pretty significant market share. India remains the main base for future growth for Tata Steel Group, and we have substantial investment plan in India which are currently being pursued, but meeting our growth goals through organic means in India, unfortunately, is not the fastest approach, especially for large capital projects due to significant delays on various fronts. Nor there are many opportunities for growth through acquisition in India, particularly in sectors like steel, where the value to be captured is limited, for example, in terms of technology, product profiles, and product mix and a good management. Other major factors that motivate multinational companies to engage in cross-border merger and acquisition in India in Asia include the following: globalization of production and distribution of product and service, integration of global economies, expansion of trade and investment relationship on international level. Many countries are reforming their economic and legal system and providing generous investment in tax incentives to attract foreign investment. Privatization of state-owned enterprises and consolidation of the banking industry. Then आता है हमारा special purpose acquisition company. In recent times, the concept of special purpose acquisition companies have come into existence, wherein the entity is set up with the objective to raise funds through IPO to finance a merger and acquisition to an unidentified target with a specific time. It is commonly known as blank check company. The main objective of special purpose acquisition companies is to raise money despite not having any operations of revenue. The money raised